Hello, it's Jang here with a look at a very special LEGO Education Series set. It's called Tech Machines, comes with 95 pieces. It's intended to be used by kids ages 3 to 6, and the one single set comes with everything that you see here, including all these figures and all the parts that you need to build all of these machines at the same time. This is a big classroom aid that can be used by multiple kids in a preschool or kindergarten situation. Have a look at this excavator. For folks who are aware of Duplo sets, this looks pretty much like a Duplo set, and indeed, all the blocks and bricks and pieces are compatible with normal Duplo bricks, and they include a handful of them in the set, such as this one that's here in the bucket to use as dirt. But just look at the movement here. This is great. Just play with it so well, and can rotate it around. It's got really nice treads as well. But the special thing about this Tech Machines series is that most of the parts have these holes in them, and you also see these yellow parts that are kind of conspicuous. Well, if I try to take this apart right now, it's not happening. You can't take this apart. Everything is actually fastened together, and they give you 4 of these tools, these special driver tools, to work with this system. Let me just give you an example of how this works. So you've got that yellow bit right there. You can put this in there, open that up, and now this comes off like just a regular Duplo brick. And indeed, if you don't have that yellow part attached, you can just use it as a regular brick, and you can put a regular brick in between there. Even under the yellow part, you're just not going to be able to tighten it up. But when you combine together 2 things that have a hole and a yellow piece, you can attach them. Push this in there. It's going to extend out to the other end. Just basically gives you a screw there, and then you can just attach it. You turn this in, and you can't strip it out. You can't turn it too far because these drivers have a clutch in them. If you try to turn it too far and tighten it too much, that's nothing breaking. That's the little ratchet inside that's stopping it from putting too much pressure in there. So you can attach things from the sides like this even, and it works really great. So all of the pieces here are attached using that method, and most of the pieces in the entire set have that same method. Even the wheels like this, you have to take it off by using this tool. See, it's got that exact same method, and I can attach that anywhere that I want, like so. It's a really great, simple little system. Even these things here, which look like they should be able to come off very easily, they actually have that same system built in. So if I wanted to, I could take this out. Now, this is easy to remove. I can take this out. Now, this is easy to remove, and then this can just be attached right there. Use your little tool, tighten it in until it clicks, and then you're good to go. And you've just changed up the whole design. This front loader here, for example, uses many of the same pieces. It just has a different bucket end that's better for scooping things up forward, but you can see it uses the same arm piece there, and the same base, and the same treads, and the same cab and everything. So you can customize and you can change from one thing to another. But again, they do include enough parts to have all of these machines built at the same time. Here we have a dump truck and a cement truck. They're using the same piece here for kind of the base of the cab section as the more tractor-like pieces of equipment, but they've just assembled them differently and added on the windscreen. The dump truck, of course, is able to dump, so you can have a load in there that you can dump out. Meanwhile, the cement truck has a nice barrel section back here, and you can actually put materials in that and you can dump that out. Of course, it is a cement mixer, so it's not intended to really be dumped, and they don't have a little screw inside of there. So if you want to get the material out, this one you have to pick up. You know, it's just not quite as realistic, but gets the general job done. Also notice that the same wheels are used, whether you're using rubber tires or these tracks. This crane is really useful for doing all kinds of things, and once again you see some very familiar pieces used here, and it just has one extra long arm to get the extra height there. It has a standard Duplo winch at the end, so you're able to let things down and bring things up. The hook can be used to actually hook things up, or you can use the little anti-stud on the bottom of it to attach it to the center of things, or directly onto studs that can be used to pick up all kinds of stuff. And you can kind of boom in and boom out, so you can get a lot of range here. There's not a ton of friction in these joints though, so if you do have a weight at the end there, kind of let that go. Well, it's not quite falling this time. There it goes, just very slightly. You can see it's slowly going down on its own. So if you really want that to hold weights better, you need to kind of keep it in closer like this. But it's mostly intended, I think, for more of the hands-on play where a kid would really be holding on to stuff and then just operating the winch at the end. And you've got the ability to get this to rotate around. And this is on a standard Duplo plate. It's not actually fastened using the yellow things that are connecting all the other Technic pieces. This is just or Technic style pieces, the Tech Machines pieces, just a regular Duplo thing. So it just shows a little bit better the interoperability, how you can use regular Duplo stuff with this system and it works just fine. This last thing is just a wind generator, just using some of those same types of pieces, and they just give you this nice propeller here, or impeller, which you can actually spin up if you want to. You can actually spin this, and you can feel the air being moved with it. Or if you have something that can really blow really hard, it's kind of tough to make this turn just by blowing directly on it. It really takes a lot of breath to do that, so I really probably don't recommend that for kids because they can get out of breath pretty quickly trying to do that. But if you have a fan or something that you can bring into the scene, then that will work a little bit more reliably to just show how these vanes get spun by the moving air. Here's a look at all the figures, all the people included with the set, and some of them are clearly specifically construction workers, and some of them could be used for construction, or it could be used as just regular citizens, so you can kind of mix and match things around, but it's a nice little selection. There's how they look from the back, and because they are Duplo figures, you've got a limited amount of movement with the arms up and down, the legs, and then the head can turn side to side. You can't take any of the parts off, and that's for safety, to make sure that kids aren't able to get into smaller pieces that are easier to choke on, especially for the youngest kids in the range. They also include a wheelbarrow, which can be held by one of the people, and you can put a 2x2 block in there, or you can stack a couple of those on top of each other, and there's also a shovel that can be used by one of the figures. Instead of a big instruction sheet, this comes with a teacher guide, which just helps teachers to understand how to use this, how to best use the set and the pieces and some of the prompts that are included with it, which I'll show you in just a minute, these large cards, to really get kids to be thinking about problem solving and how to get into the fun of it as well as the learning of it, to just go from having an idea or a problem to actually building something and then actually acting upon it and making something happen. So that's pretty much it for this one. These are the cards that are included, the large kind of prompts where you can say, well, these guys have a problem. They need to move these big boulders. How are they going to do it? And then on the back, they start to show you how to build one. They don't take you through every single step, I appreciate. Makes kids have to actually kind of look at the pictures and think about it a little bit more, realize that, okay, you've got to get all four of the wheels on there and they're at opposite corners, and you've got the longer length here and the shorter length here. So, there are various things that actually have to be figured out in order to get this. They don't just give you the step-by-step, put this piece here, put this piece here. They just give you, a little bit of a starter for it. Here's another prompt for another problem, a bunch of blocks that are stacked up that need to be moved over to this construction site where houses are being built. So this is a great place where you can bring in more different Duplo blocks, or you can just use some of the ones that are included here. You don't have to build all of the machines at the same time, and if you don't, that leaves you with extra pieces you can use as just random stuff. And here they show one more example of what you can build, but they don't include in this set any more specific examples. So I built everything just by looking at the pictures on the box, which are plenty, but you can also download more of these online on the LEGO Education site, legoeducation.com, and then you can print them out and such. In general, overall, this is LEGO at its best. It's getting kids to have fun learning how to put things together, learning how to solve problems, plus this system that's specific here with the extra holes and the screws and the way that you can fasten things together in different ways is really, really great, and an excellent step for kids who are getting towards the end of especially towards the end of the Duplo range. You can put this stuff together without, most of it can be put together without using the fasteners. I guess the arms and the booms and also the wheels do have to be screwed on, but most of the other stuff that looks like bricks on top of bricks, blocks on top of blocks, can be just pushed together. So kids at the youngest end of the range who aren't even getting into tools, even younger than is planned for this set, can still have fun with the pieces, and you can kind of slowly move them forward. And kids who are starting to get a little bit too old for just the regular plain Duplo stuff can definitely get some more advanced challenges by using these special pieces, I think. So just good stuff all around. Lego Education, Tech Machines, really good set, good system, good pieces, and yeah, I'm very happy with it. If you have any thoughts that you would like to share about this set, or if you have any experiences with this or anything like it, please let me know by leaving a comment down below. Share your feelings with the rest of the community. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. I'll be talking to you again very soon.